Elon Musk is a lot like the kid in the comic book, whose fantasies turn into reality. But not as a magician. He did it as an engineer.
An engineer is the closest thing to a magician that exists in the real world.
Musk's fantasies and the companies they've inspired are transforming the way we live.
Like, this guy is changing the world.
He founded his first company at age 23 and sold it a few years later for $300 million. He helped pave the way for online commerce.
With PayPal, his goal was to transform the financial industry.
He made solar energy affordable and jump-started the electric car industry.
We show that you can make compelling electric cars that people really want to buy.
And he's beating NASA to outer space.
Elon Musk goes a step further. Earth's not big enough. With SpaceX, he literally wants to go to Mars.
And he's still only 40.
I look to him with awe at the way in which he can see the future and make it manifest.
His greatest asset is his ability to take this big, big dream and make other people believe that it's true.
There have been setbacks.
We had maybe about a week's worth of cash in the bank, or less.
He saved the company in its darkest hour.
And yes, he's controversial.
This is just the religion of electric vehicles, and like Jonestown, that religion will come to an end.
Still, despite his critics, Musk has never been bashful about his own achievements.
I mean, a Prius is a gas-guzzling hog by comparison with this car.
Yes, he's a media darling.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how sexy am I going to be if I buy this car?
I mean, 11.
Here he is in the movie Iron Man. He was even the model for the movie's hero.
Yeah, good idea for an electric jet.
You do?
Yeah.
Then we'll make it work.
When I was a little kid, I was really scared of the dark. But then I sort of came to understand, okay, well, dark just means really the absence of photons in the visible wavelength, 400 to 700 nanometers.
Elon's mother, May Musk.
And Elon said, darkness is merely the absence of light.
Then I thought, well, it's really silly to be afraid of a lack of photons. Then I wasn't afraid of the dark anymore after that.
Once one of the kids said to him, look at the moon, it's 1 billion miles away. And he said, well, no, it's actually under 250,000 miles away. And they said, oh, Elon.
Elon Musk grew up in South Africa, the eldest of 3 children. His father was an engineer, his mother a model and nutritionist. Elon got off to a fast start and began school a year early.
He was the youngest, he made about 2 days, and the shortest. And then he was this brilliant boy, and so people didn't really like him.
So I was this little bookwormy kid and probably a bit of a smart aleck. So this is a recipe for disaster.
Not that he told me much about it, but he was picked on quite a bit.
So I just read a lot of books and tried to stay out of people's way during school.
And so his social life was much less than my other 2 kids. And that's a typical nerd.
I read all the comics I could buy or that they'd let me read at the bookstore before chasing me away. I read everything I could get my hands on from when I woke up to when I went to sleep. At one point I really ran out of books and started reading the encyclopedia.
And he has a photographic memory, so he could remember everything. Anytime I had a question, my daughter Tosca would say, call Genius Boy.
His brother, Kimball Musk.
When Elon was 10 years old, he got tested by IBM, and he was found to have one of the highest aptitudes they'd ever seen for computer programming.
I tried taking some computer classes, but I was way ahead of the teacher, so it didn't really help. So I started programming a space game called Blastar.
Musk, already thinking like an entrepreneur, figured out how to sell his game.
And I don't think they realized I was 12.
We decided we were going to open an arcade out near our high school. We were big into video games, and we figured that it was going to be a huge hit. We got a lease on a building, we got the arcade provider to deliver the equipment, and the only thing we needed to do by the end of it was get the city to approve what we were doing.
But an adult had to apply for a city permit, and they hadn't told their parents what they were up to.
And of course, they told us we were not going to be opening up an arcade.